When cricket first struck the mind of little Mason, he didn't think twice. He despised it. Watching his brother play and train made him question, why would people want to stand there in the cold just to hit and catch a ball? Although he was surrounded by kids whose parents had all played cricket to a high level, this didn't inspire him. But his brother did, guiding him, encouraging him, helping him grow and develop as a player. Then, one day, everything changed. He was on that pitch as a 6-year-old in an under-11s game. He got given the opportunity to bowl in the game, and he even took a wicket. He saw the energy this brought to the team and was in awe. A small passion that ignited within him slowly turned into purposeful ambition. The build-up to the 2025 season and the prospect of so many games left me on the highest of highs, having represented my county Lancashire from the age of 10 and even being named Player of the Season in 2023, leading my club Hyde to become regional champions and even get an opportunity to attend Rossall on a cricket scholarship, which I am forever grateful for. The year before, my age group at Lancashire became national champions, and I played a critical role in the tournament for the trophy. On the 19th of May, I was on the cricket pitch, the place where I felt most alive. In my opinion, the week before this was my best week of cricket so far, having received praise from the head of the academy at Lancashire, telling me how my instinctive thinking had won us a game. I felt recognised, and for the first time, I felt my hard work from the winter was finally paying off. Then, a day after, scoring a 50 for Rossall, aiding us into progressing into the next round of the Cup. The last opportunity I would have to play in this Cup due to my age. Then, on the Saturday, my first ever 100. Wow, what a feeling that was. To do this in front of Mr. Boyne, my coach, who the whole winter poured countless hours into my development, to have a great friend in Nate at the other end, and Woody on the sidelines, who I trained closely with all winter, filled me with joy. They were the ones who pushed me to be my best version of myself. However, my dad missed it by 5 minutes, but to see how proud he was when he turned up meant the world to me, because I know the investments my parents have put into my development, and to show them some repayment meant a lot to me. Everything felt like it had clicked into place at the right time, and I was geared up for a great season, playing for Rossall, representing my county, and even going up for North of England trials. Nothing could go wrong. Then, during what seemed like a normal game for Lancashire, I felt a sharp pain in my back. At first, I brushed it off. Just another niggle, I thought. But the pain and embarrassment that hit me as I walked off the pitch mid-over made me realise it was more than just a niggle. A week later, after my first scan on the 27th of May, I heard those words that every sportsman dreads. A long-term injury, leaving them on the sidelines. For me, this was bilateral stress fracture. Both sides of my back fractured. And everything I spent my whole winter building up to disappeared just like that. And that's when my relationship with adversity really began. The first scan showed the fractures clearly. It was the worst one. 1.7 centimeters by 1.8 centimeters on the left, and 8 millimeters by 1 centimeter on the right. It confirmed my season was over before it had really even begun. The opportunities stolen from me replayed in my head at this time, but one in particular, North of England trials, the chance any young aspiring cricketer would want, the opportunity to be noticed by national scouts. It was like a dream. I couldn't shake the feeling I was disappointing my parents, who had invested so much time and love into my cricket dream. I went from training every day to not even being allowed to jog. Everything I spent my whole winter building up to, those early morning nets, the painful gym sessions, the enjoyment, had all disappeared with 3 words. That winter, I even trained in India, scoring a half century on unfamiliar pitches, which heavily boosted my confidence. It didn't feel fair that this could only be happening to me. However, on the 27th of July, my second scan was due to happen. The hope I had in this scan that I could start minimal movement gave me very little motivation between the two scans and somewhat kept me going. However, the results came back. It showed healing, but I still couldn't do anything. Still couldn't play, still couldn't train, still really couldn't feel like me. It was like being trapped inside my whole body and watching the world move on without me. I remember watching my teammates out there, the sound of bat and ball, the cheers, the energy, and I wanted to be happy for them. I really did. But deep down, it really hurt to watch. Every game I started to miss, every training session I couldn't join in, made the injury feel heavier, not just physically, but mentally too. And that's what adversity does. It tests more than your body, it tests your identity. I started asking myself questions I'd never thought about before. Who am I without cricket? What happens when that one thing that defines you is suddenly taken away? The support from the Lancashire psychologist Scott handed me a lifeline into navigating my frustrations and doubts within myself. On the sidelines, I could see how quickly the game moves on. On the team sheet, I was just another number, a number easily replaced while I was injured. I would never forget that feeling. But on the 20th of September, my third scan was due to happen. This one was different. It showed proper healing, and for the first time in months, I heard those words I've been waiting for. You can start rehab. On the 6th of October, I began my rehab plan, and this moment felt like a new beginning. In the months leading up to this, I started documenting everything, recording short clips, journaling, reflecting. In these moments, I thought I was just passing the time, but now, I know. Even at my lowest, I was still showing up, still fighting, and still pushing through. And that's when I learned the real meaning of strength through adversity. It's not about pretending you're fine. It's about facing what's in front of you. Pain, frustration, uncertainty, and deciding that it won't define you. If I couldn't train my body, I would train my mind. So I did. I focused on patience, gratitude, self-awareness. And slowly, I started to rebuild. Not just physically, but mentally too. Before my injury, I used to think that strength meant physical power. How far you could hit, how fast you could bowl, how long you could push. But my injury taught me something different. True strength isn't built in the gym or on the pitch. It's built in those quiet moments when no one's watching. When you wake up, feel broken, and still choose to move forward. Through this journey, I realized adversity isn't there to stop us, it's there to shape us. To strip away comfort, to test character, and to reveal who we really are. I used to think that my injury was my biggest setback. Now, I see it as my biggest teacher. What I want people to learn from my story is this. You don't need to face a serious injury to really understand adversity. It could be upcoming exams, stress, rejection, or loss. We all have our own version of it. But the strongest mindset can overcome any challenge because adversity isn't the opposite of strength, it's the path to it. So if you can train your mind with the same focus and patience you train your body with, there's absolutely nothing you can't get through. Now I look back, I used to think that the 19th of May was the end of my cricket journey. But now, I know. It was the start of something much bigger, because this injury gave me time to reflect, to think, and to grow, and to realize that mindset is absolutely everything, because sometimes the hardest moments reveal the strongest parts of who we are. So, to anyone who's watching in the audience or following along on the live stream who's facing their own version of adversity, remember, you are not broken at all. You are becoming so much stronger than you've ever been. Thank you.